Hello, my name is Dax Vitterzal, and today I'll be presenting to you six historical engineering inventions. Let's get right into it. First off, for the classical antiquity period, I have the crossbow. Invented in China around the 5th century BC and later adopted, forgive me, and later adopted in Greece and Europe around the 4th century BC. Used in warfare for centuries due to ease of training compared to the longbow. The stock was built out of wood. The bow was made out of sinew, sometimes bone, and metal comprised the trigger mechanism. That same trigger mechanism would release the string, giving consistent power with less physical strength required. The engineering discipline which this invention belongs to is mechanical engineering for the trigger design and the energy storage. It was much cheaper building this crossbow than training or attempting to train someone to be a skilled archer. Now, exact costs varied, but mass production made them affordable for armies. Except for the medieval period is the mechanical clocks. Uh, they emerged in Europe, specifically England, in the 13th century, replacing sundials and water clocks. The first public clocks appeared in towers, regulating daily life and religious schedules. It's made up of gears, wheels, and an escapement mechanism, and was powered by falling weights, and was comprised mainly of iron and brass. The engineering disciplines which this invention belongs to is mechanical engineering for the gears in the escapement, and metallurgy for the precise cutting of the gears. They were the first few production models were extremely expensive. Only cathedrals, wealthy towns, and monarchs could afford them. And for me, this invention appeals to me uh, because its clocks make up they're so much of our modern day society. They're cornerstone, really. You look at a clock, and you're like, okay, I have this until I have to leave, and I have a meeting here, and I have lunch for this long at this time. We are based around time, and the clock is a huge improvement on the sundial because I want to know what time it is uh, right now at almost 10 o'clock at night. Anyway, next up, the telescope for the scientific revolution, invented in the Netherlands in 1608 and made famous by Galileo in 1609. It transformed astronomy and navigation during the age of exploration. It used curved glass lenses for the magnification and was built with glass, wood, and brass. The engineering discipline, which it belongs to, is mechanical engineering. And I also suppose optical engineering because you have the lens grinding and the light refraction. Uh, Early telescopes were very costly due to the difficulty of perfectly grinding the lenses, and Galileo, in fact, built his by hand. And for me, these are very appealing to me. The invention is because I myself am a how do you say an enjoyer of astronomy. I love the beauty of space, of stars, and nebula in distant galaxies. Uh, I could go on forever about it, honestly. Next up for the Industrial Revolution is springs. Uh, they they began appearing in the 16th century, and by the 17th, and by forgive me, by the 1700s, 1800s, they were critical in carriages and early automobiles. They were also used in clocks and locks and firearms as well with the flintlocks. That I'm rhyming. Um, they were made by coiling steel wire, or in the case of leaf springs, shaping metal strips. They store mechanical engine energy by deformation. They improved comfort and stability in transport and machinery. And the engineering disciplines, which it belongs to, is actually just one, mechanical engineering. They were very expensive at first due to the skilled forging required to make them, but later mass produced cheaply during the Industrial Revolution. And they appeal to me because, once again, like mechanical clocks, they really are everywhere. They're in this guitar here for the intonation, and like I said, clocks, the suspension of our cars as well. I mean, everywhere, and really was. And the design hasn't been changed in like 300, 400 years. Next up, invention very near and dear to my heart is the automobile for the second industrial revolution. Was invented in 1886 by Carl Benz and became a mass market with Henry Ford's Model T in 1908. It was comprised of a combustion engine, wheels, steering, and I believe the original model, let me see, uh, they did not have suspension, I do not think. But the modern cars have suspension and also a transmission. The original did not have a transmission. Materials for the original were steel, iron, rubber, wood, leather, and the disciplines that it belongs to is mechanical and chemical engineering. Early cars, luxury items, very, very expensive. The first cars, like the motor wagon, Carl Benz's motor wagon, I believe translates to about 4,500 US dollars today, which was quite the luxury item for what it was. But then the Model T, of course, dropped those costs drastically. For me, uh, like I said, very near and dear to my heart. I'm a big motorsports fan, driving fan as well. You can see the background of this slide. I could tell you every driver behind the wheel of those cars. Um, and I'm fascinated by just the intricacies of it all and all of the different engineering inventions that go into this engineering invention. Last, we have the microprocessor. It was introduced in 1971 by Intel with their Intel 4004. It revolutionized computing, making it possible to shrink computers into cars, phones, and household devices. It was a central processing unit on a single chip, first ever done, of course, and it was built from silicon wafers, transistors, and intricate circuitry. The engineering disciplines which it belongs to are electrical and computer engineering. Early microprocessors were very expensive, but mass production made them very affordable. Today, a few dollars can buy a chip more powerful than the entire Apollo program's computers. For me, these appeal to me because the ECU in cars today are comprised of microprocessors, and so the ECU is, it's the brain of the car. It deals with collision warning and the timing for no, not the timing, the fuel injection controls that. If you have adaptive cruise control with the radar, it controls that. I mean, without the microprocessor, all of the luxuries that we have in cars in general, we wouldn't have today. So, anyway, that brings an end to my slideshow, and thus also brings an end to my presentation on 6 historical engineering inventions. So, farewell, and may God bless you.